What's up, Sparkman family? It's your boy Sparkman. Today, I'm bringing you my Shark deck profile. This deck is no joke, ladies and gentlemen. Let me tell you something. It's addicting to play, but what's even better is watching opponents suffer when they're just watching you play and they can't do anything about it. Now, the fun thing about this is that the Sharks, they work so well together. They're so in sync that you can just start special summoning all the monsters onto the field. And when you do that, you get into your XC summoning. When you get to XC summoning, that's how you torture your opponent. But let's get to the main deck, and I'll show you how to torture your opponent afterwards. So first, we're running 3 Abyss Sharks. What's the fun thing about this card is that if you control a water monster, specifically if you control a fish monster, you can special summon this card onto the field. Now, this card can be treated as a level 3, 4, or 5 for an XC summon, but the fun thing about this as well is that you can also add one level 3, 4, or 5 fish monster from your deck into your hand, and then you can start going crazy as well, because once you do that, I'm telling you, you get to start setting up your plays for your XC summoning. So, we are also running 3 Buzzsaw Sharks. Fun thing about this card as well is that if you normal summon it, then you can bring out another water monster from your deck onto the field by special summoning it. So another way of just special summoning monsters onto the field pretty easily. Another card we run is Lantern Shark, and then of course the 3 Silent Anglers, because again, it's so easy to special summon, but be careful. Make sure you read the effect. If you do special summon Silent Angler immediately, you can't special summon monsters from your hand for the rest of the turn. So just be careful. If you're doing this, you're doing it as your last special summon from your hand. Okay, the next thing we're running is 3 Beautiful Princess. Another way to get into your pretty much your XC monsters by special summoning the monsters you need onto the field. So another crucial card for the deck. We're also running 1 Lifeless Leaffish. Or is that what it's called? Lifeless Leaffish. Yep, I guess so. Another great card because it works really well with Crystal Shark. So basically what this card is, what it does is that if it's summoned, you can send 1 fish monster from your deck to the graveyard, which will trigger Crystal Shark. So if you send Crystal Shark to the graveyard, it can special summon itself onto the field. What's great about these cards is that it works for XC summoning a level 4 monster, because even though this is a 5, you can still summon it as a level as a XC monster for level 4, which is great. Another card we use is Xyz Remora, another amazing card, another way again to just start special summoning monsters onto the field, and it does its job really well. We also play 1 Right Hand Shark, we play 2 Silent Sea Nettle, and we also play the 1 Tenyi Spirit of Shatana. All these cards are really well because they special summon each other out into the field. The thing about Right Hand Shark, though, what is so special about it is that if you attach this to, for example, number 4 Stealth Kraken, it cannot be destroyed by battle, which is kind of nuts. So be aware of that. You could use that really well with number 4 Stealth Kraken. Another 3 monster card we run is Minai Ruka, one of the newer cards that came out in Photon Hypernova. Another way to start just special summoning monsters onto the field again. So a lot of these cards, you're going to hear it repetitively. Special summoning monsters, summoning monsters. Insane. And the last but not least, the 3 other monsters we run is Ash Blossom for obvious purposes, because it's needed and it's self-explanatory. Okay, so the next thing in this deck we're running is now spell cards. Now, we run a lot of spell cards in this deck. We're running 2 White Mirrors because basically it's a free special summon. Instant Fusion because, again, you're special summoning without really losing anything. 1,000 life points is nothing to you. 1,000 life points with Ready Fusion is nothing to you as well. Now, we're also going to be running 1 Harpy's Feather Duster. We're going to be running 1 Pot of Extravagance, 1 Pot of Desires, the 1 Regeki, and the 1 Dark Ruler No More. I found that this combo works really well in the deck. It doesn't overcrowd the deck, and it does its job really well in order for you to feel like your hand is very lethal. We're also now going to be showing you the trap cards for the deck, which is another major part of this deck, which is the 3 main cards to really set up your number 4 Stealth Kraken from your extra deck is the Gozen Match. Now, I'll explain why in a few seconds why Gozen Match is so key to number 4 Stealth Kraken, because it honestly, it's just busted. It's just honestly busted. The last 3 trap cards we're running is Solemn Strike, because I love Solemn Strike. It does its work. It does its job, and it's much needed in the deck, in my opinion. Okay, now as we go into the extra deck, now I'm going to explain to you why your opponent will suffer and not be able to play the game. Number 4 Stealth Kraken is why. So we're running 2 of them. What I'm going to also show you is the Stealth Kraken spawn. So basically what happens here is that if this number 4 Stealth Kraken is destroyed by battle by card effect, is that it can special summon out and Stealth Kraken spawn from its extra deck to take its place. Now what happens if Stealth Kraken spawn is destroyed by battle card effect? Well, guess what? Reverse. Now number 4 Stealth Kraken is brought back onto the field. But here's the awesome effect. It's really hard to take out number 4 Stealth Kraken if you can't even play a monster. How is that possible? With Gozen Match. Gozen Match works very well with number 4 Stealth Kraken because all your monsters on your side and your opponent's side field become water. Now what happens there? If your opponent controls water monsters only and your opponent doesn't have any water monsters in its deck, they cannot bring out those monsters. So basically they are just unable to play the game unless they can take out Gozen Match, unless they can take out number 4 Stealth Kraken, which I'm guessing if they have a Raigeki then maybe, but other than that, I mean, they're going to be looking at a tough time. So yeah, that's the fun part about this deck, is that number 4 Stealth Kraken pretty much locks you down, and you can't do anything about it. So that's, again, really fun part about the deck, is that bringing that card out, it does its work. Now, again, you special summon a lot of monsters, so with that being said, you're going to be able to bring out Bahamut Shark pretty easily to protect your number 4 Stealth Kraken. How are you going to do that? Well, when you use Bahamut Shark, you're going to be bringing out Totally Awesome. So you have a protection just in case they're able to get through their number 4 Stealth Kraken or Gozen Match with a Harpy's Feather Duster or something along the lines of that, Raigeki, whatever it may be. You're also going to be running the 1 Drill Driver Vespanado, the 1 Zeus, the 1 number 101 Silent Honor Arc, the number C101 Silent Honor Dark, the 1 Nash Knight, and then the 2 Rare Fish for your Ready Fusion and Instant Fusion, just in case you have both of them in your hand. Now, in my opinion, these cards and these extra deck and the main deck, they work really well together. I really never had a problem with any deck I've faced, honestly. I feel like I'm able to kind of get through any problem that's in front of me because these cards really do work for you. And even if you're going to lose the duel, I'm telling you, it's going to be really close. You're never losing a duel too terribly. You're just right there the whole entire time. And I think that's the best way to explain this deck, is that it's always going to keep you in the duel. And that's why I love it, and that's why I play, and that's why I have this build for it. I'm sure there's other builds for it as well, but this is my build, and I actually really enjoy it. I hope you enjoyed it. And from yours truly, Sparkman, please subscribe, like, and comment, and we'll catch you next one. Peace out, YouTube.
I give my all, hey, just to save you, I give all.